Good evening and welcome back to Twin State Sports. I'm Zach Seminar. Mississippi State head coach Joe Moorhead says he has a pretty good idea of who he wants to start in Saturday's game against Tennessee, but coach won't say it publicly. Tommy Stevens and Garrett Schrader have both earned plenty of playing time for the Bulldogs, with Stevens' injuries forcing Schrader into action. Bulldogs had last week off, which gave both Stevens and Schrader more time to come back from their lower back injuries. Bulldogs will be taking on Tennessee this weekend in Knoxville. Coach Moorhead says that even though Tennessee hasn't played well this season, it's not going to be easy.
So I don't think that how they played this year, what their record is, or coming off of a tough loss, or having suffered some close setback is going to kind of crank up their urgency. I think initially, the margin is very small regardless of the opponent. So I think it's going to be challenging because it's our next game. It's on the road in a tough environment against a good football team.
Thanks to the running game and superb defense, the Ole Miss Rebels were able to get their second SEC win of the season against Vanderbilt. Rebels rushing for over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, 165 of those yards belonging to quarterback John Reese Plumlee, who was electric on the ground. And while the defense didn't get any takeaways, the Rebels were able to stop Vanderbilt on offense from really getting anything going. Up next, Ole Miss going to take on Mizzou this weekend.
Was very, very pleased with the defensive performance. The more you watched it, the more there was to like about it. Really impressed with our defensive line. I thought they played their best game to date, getting pressure and holding their gaps, and then us getting off the field on third down. And then, looking at offensively, we were able to hit some explosive runs, which was a positive.
Teddy Bridgewater finally showing what makes him the highest paid quarterback in the league as far as backups. Yesterday's 31-24 win over the Bucks. Bridgewater throwing for over 300 yards and 4 scores. Marshawn Lattimore continued his lockdown defense, covering up Bucs star receiver Mike Evans all day long. Lattimore held the big target to 0 receptions. New Orleans moves to 4-1 on the season, 3-0 without Drew Brees.
And like I said, the stats mean nothing to me. That's the individual goal. I play this game. It's a team sport. And the best feeling about today was running off the field, running in this tunnel, seeing the smiles on the fans' face, walking to this locker room, seeing the smiles on everyone's face. That's what I wake up. That's the number one thing on my mind when I wake up on game day.
And Simone Biles is becoming a legend in her own time, as 2 more signature moves will be named after the world champion and gold medal winning gymnast. Over the weekend at a meet in Germany, Biles was again her dominant self. 22-year-old had the highest all-around score and was also honored by having 2 more skills that will bear her name into the code of points, giving her 4 total. Latest were her triple-double that she landed on the floor exercise, being called Biles 2, and her yet-to-be-named double-double dismount that she nailed off the balance beam. Going back to the New Orleans Saints, it's incredible. When Drew Brees went down, we're thinking, well, can they get 2-3 wins? They've already gotten it through the most difficult part of their schedule. They got teams like the Bears and the Cardinals coming up, I believe.
Tough opponents, but yeah, so now we'll see. Maybe it's going to be a great season.
Maybe they can get more than just 3 without Drew.
Wonder how he's feeling about that.
I think he's feeling pretty good.
Okay.